And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday, February 28th. I am Josh Engleman. We're not done February yet. I guess we have February tomorrow as well, right? 20 leap year? That'll be fun. Anyway, I'm Josh Engleman. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Hope everybody had a good night last night in the DFS streets. I didn't have Luka, so I didn't. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. That man is really good at the basketballs. So, what's good, everybody? Good morning. We've got 6 games to break down. 7 o'clock, 7:30, 7:30, 8, 9, 10. We've got the 100K entry main slate once again. I don't mind that as much on a 6-gamer. I think that still allows you to be relatively unique. So I think today is actually sort of the perfect slate. I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to break it down. We do have some back-to-backs, but I'm ready to just dive into this right now. We don't have too many more of these to go before everything changes, before we start running this one a little bit later in the day, before I think we get better from watching this show. I think we're going to get significantly better watching it starting Monday. Ron, are you serious? The winning lineup didn't have Luka? That can't be right. That can't be right. Is that real? Jay Blake didn't have Luka. Yes, he did. Ron, you wrong. Unless you're telling me the optimal lineup didn't have Luka, but that would surprise. Oh, okay. Ron, you're talking about FanDuel. Nobody cares. Shout out Ship My Money for picking up third last night. Come on, Ron, don't be talking about FanDuel like anybody thought that was what we were doing here. Crazy person. Oh man. Yeah, I was really hoping that he didn't keep playing like he did since I didn't have him, but that didn't work out. I had enough of the other good pieces. It feels like back-to-back days. Like I had a chunk of Jason Tatum, which I talked about. He ended up being the highest non-Luka scorer. I had a ton of Edwards. Who else did I? You know what? It probably wasn't all that great. Slow-mo getting hurt didn't help. That's for sure. Moses Moody cooling off after having all those points so early was kind of a bummer. But whatever. Let's get into it. 6-game slate coming up. Let's do it right now. Coffee's here. Cheers, everybody. Love doing this. So much fun. It's been swell. Rise and grind. Get your coffees, your drinks, your joints, whatever you got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Alfred, man, you are right. I also hit my prize picks card yesterday. So, that was fun. That was very fun to see. I'll have it up here. We got that bad boy yesterday. Getting Dennis Schroeder less than 21.5 after I took that with Cam Thomas in. Picks up a dub there. Donovan Mitchell obviously got it pretty easily, but that was my card from yesterday. So I'm glad we were able to pick up that dub for today. But now let's break it down. Let's talk some basketball. And right out of the gate, we're not exactly in a good spot. New Orleans Pelicans, 6-point dogs in Indy, 238 total. Now, this one is a little bit tricky because, one, New Orleans is on a back-to-back. Aren't they? Was that not yesterday? Oh, okay. Popcorn machine is asleep at the wheel. So, all right. New Orleans played the Knicks. Got it. I got to find this popcorn machine link quickly. So let's say 27th The other way? Is it really not up? Is the Pelicans abbreviation not NOP? Is that my problem here? NOR. Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. NYKNOR. Okay. Popcorn machine just doesn't have it. So add my funds. Come on down. So yesterday, I assume we're going to get everybody. You know, we had Murphy, Jones, Zion, BI, Joval yesterday with no CJ McCollum. Should we be assuming CJ plays today at least? I think we have to, right? So we're going to go ahead and reproject CJ and reproject this entire Pels team like we normally do. We'll get BI in for 35. We'll get CJ in for 33. We'll get Herb Jones in for 34. We'll get Zion in for 34. We get Joval for 24. Larry Nance for 19. We get Trey Murphy for 26, probably. Something in that neighborhood. Is Alvarado back, or does he have another suspension? I can't remember how long he's out. Does Alvarado have one more, guys? Or does he have two more, actually? I can't remember how long he was suspended. All right, Alvarado got 3 games, so he's definitely out. So that's going to be Hawkins at that backup guard spot. Najee Marshall in for like 16, and then I'm just going to hide 4 minutes on Matt Ryan. Do we have rates, or do we have props, rather, for New Orleans? I'm assuming we don't really. Okay, so we have Ingram and Zion props. It's really all that we could ask for right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at some rates for New Orleans when these guys are at full strength. Last thing that I pulled up was them not being at full strength, but now, as I add CJ, this will just sort of lock us into where we want to be. So we get Brandon Ingram in for 25.5. CJ in for 22.5. Herb Jones in for 15% usage. Joval in for 20.5. Trey Murphy in for 18.5. And then Zion in for 27. Similarly, assist rates. BI is good. CJ is good. Zion is good. I don't have anything to move there. I assume I don't have any rebounds to move. So I'm just going to leave New Orleans as I have it right now. If we take the quick peek, Brandon Ingram's points prop is 21.5. Zion is around 24. I have BI right around 21. I have Zion at 23. So I feel pretty good with where I have this one. Maybe a little light, but good spot to start for the day. What do we make of the Najee Marshall rotation yesterday? That would require me to know what it was. Played 28 minutes. Nance had 4 fouls. S&P. You picked up 1 in the first quarter. Oh, picked them up late, I guess. 2 more in the third quarter. The fourth and the fourth. Okay, so that didn't have anything to do with it. So they just kind of played him, I guess. Wow, that's really weird. Although I guess, like, if you're playing against the Knicks and there's no Hartenstein and it's just like Jericho Sims or Precious out there, you can kind of go to a little bit more of like Zion at the 5 nonsense, which is a pretty Like, seems like what they were doing. That is a weird rotation. Oddly increased. Now, for the Pacers, McDermott is out. And then Aaron Nesmith is questionable. So now we're back to everything being dumb for the Pacers. So let's get these guys projected. We'll get Tyrese Halliburton. Has been playing like oddly light minutes. I'm going to go 33 to Halliburton. It does feel like he could play more than that, but we're going to start with 33. That'll let me give 15 backups to TJ McConnell. Then we're going to get Andrew Nembhard. I'm going to say 29. I'm going to say Aaron Nesmith, 28. Then we can get Miles Turner for 28. We can get Jalen Smith for 16. I'll hide 4 minutes on Isaiah Jackson like I normally do. Pascal Siakam can get 33. Obi Toppin can get 18. Benedict Mathurin, assuming he doesn't start, probably goes back to like 27 minutes. He's probably going to be very not playable, I would imagine. I could throw maybe 2 more onto TJ McConnell and then give the final 7 to Ben Shepherd. That seems about right. Now, I don't have to move any rates around for Nesmith. I feel okay here. So let's evaluate. Let's see what we have for game 1. Actually, I got to make one change to my... Yeah, that needs to go down by that going up. 29, 28.8, 29.2. Perfect. Give me 1 second, guys. This is for your benefit. Got it. All right, here we go. New Orleans. Not a lot to like right now if CJ is in. This I don't really see. I don't expect these guys to look all that great. Zion would be the first guy up. Then I would probably say CJ and Herb Jones, then BI. But I don't expect these. I'm very surprised, but I guess the prices have just come up a little bit. I'm very surprised New Orleans doesn't look a little bit better here, but they don't look better to me. I might be pessimistic here. Assist rate on Brandon Ingram should be around 6 assists. I have it at 5.7. Zion should be north of 5. I think this is probably assuming CJ is out in the rates, but I'm just not a huge fan of the Pelicans here. Very surprising, though. For Indiana, not exactly better. Turner, Siakam, Halliburton would be the first 3 guys that we're looking at. Smith and Toppin are okay. Very surprised. I thought this game would look a little bit better, and it doesn't right now. We'll see what happens as we continue moving on. We go to game 2. Memphis, 12-point... Wow. Memphis, 12-point dogs in Minnesota. 211 total. So for Memphis, Konchar's doubtful. It appears everybody else that was out is out, which is oddly helpful here. I do think it's probably best to take a look at that most recent Memphis rotation. They played Brooklyn 2 nights ago. They got destroyed by Brooklyn. We got Jaren Jackson, Zaire Williams, Vince Williams, Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama starting. I'm guessing they do that again. Jackson, LaRavia, Rose, Yuta Watanabe, and Lamar Stevens were the next guys in, which means we got... Was Jordan Goodwin a late scratch, or did he just not play? Is Memphis, Minnesota an 8 o'clock game? Do I have my times wrong again? It is an 8 o'clock game. Dallas-Toronto is 7:30. All right. This was originally an 8. So I'll move this one and we'll deal with it in a bit. But we'll be a little out of order. I thought I checked this morning too. But alas, I did not. So we'll scoot back. Okay, so Goodwin was a scratch. Do we expect Goodwin to play? That's sort of the tricky part, right? Probably doesn't matter whether you project Goodwin or Yuta Watanabe. Watanabe's a terrible per minute guy. Goodwin isn't, but I don't think I'll have him projected enough to matter. I think I'm pretty well good with this rotation. Zaire Williams played 25, didn't have to close. Maybe 30's too much. Like, they were just getting so destroyed. They only went on 2 separate runs, which is kind of crazy. Good call on Tosan. Not somebody I ever care about. All right, I'm going to leave him in, and I'm going to leave the rotation that I had before. I'm certainly not going to change it for Jaren Jackson. I'm not going to change it for Lamar Stevens. I'm not going to change it for Aldama. I'm not going to change it for LaRavia. I feel okay with Gigi Jackson at 26. Feel like it could be a little high. Certainly don't want to touch Derrick Rose's minutes at all. Maybe we can do something like this. Then I can get Yuta Watanabe 5 minutes to hide. So that'll be Memphis. Now, Minnesota is certainly not going to be a treat. They are on a back-to-back. We had no Karl Anthony Towns yesterday. Slow-mo obviously left the game early. For those of you... Oh, the Pistons are buying out Muscala? Good for him. Okay. So... Kyle Anderson. I don't even see the tweet anymore. All right, hamstring. I think we need to assume that Kyle Anderson isn't playing. Do we know if Towns had like a baby or something? So Slow-mo left in the third quarter with a hamstring injury and didn't come back. We can't project him in today. That I am confident in. I assume we have to put Towns in. I just didn't see anything about why he was out. Let's see if we can find out. Personal reasons. Oh, his high school teammate died? Okay. Do we think he plays today? So evidently that's why Towns missed. Okay. Do we think Towns plays today? I don't have a great feel for this. They're back in Minnesota, which helps, but I don't think this kid was from Minnesota, so that doesn't help. Are we just looking at like was a service yesterday? I assume he's not going to miss 2 games. So I think we need to probably project him in. But, I mean, be ready for Towns to not play here. I think that is very live. I mean, I could see him missing the full bet. Like, look, if you're gonna miss another game for this, Memphis is definitely the one to do it. And like, I don't like. We have no concept of like the actual relationship. Now, the real question becomes: does someone step into the rotation for slow-mo? They're kind of heavy on guards. And I got a lot of minutes left over here. We ended up getting 29 out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker after the slow-mo news. I at least feel pretty good about giving him an extra minute. I think I'm okay with Conley at 29. You know, Monty Morris. Oh, Monty Morris played. Is that real? What was up with Conley's rotations last night? So, Conley, like just 5-minute rotations to start each quarter. Has he been doing that? I don't like spending this much time on this. Okay, so he kind of is doing that rotation, but not norm. Sometimes he closes the second quarter. That's odd. That's odd. All right, so who do we think plays here? Who gets the bump? I mean, I guess we're going to get 30 minutes out of Jaden McDaniels. Ron, I have no idea why you're so confident that Towns will play. We have no idea. I guess Jordan McLaughlin is just going to enter the rotation, but I just don't know why they would want to go small-ish. So let's get Monty Morris there, and I'm just going to give 14 to Josh McLaughlin. Or Jordan McLaughlin. I was looking at him and Josh Minot. That's just going to have to be what we have for right now. Now, we do need to grab rates for Towns being here. So let's do that. When did that tweet come out? Or when did that Instagram post come out? 14 hours ago. Yeah, that's pretty late in the day. I have a sneaky suspicion this dude's not playing. What do I know? Doesn't matter for right now. I don't think I missed anybody there. Monty Morris, bang. All right, let's take Kyle Anderson off. Ron, I would imagine my high school friend wouldn't give a shit if I was playing a back-to-back against the Memphis Grizzlies on a random Wednesday. I can't imagine. This isn't exactly the finals. Let's get Conley's rates in. Seriously, I roster Jaden McDaniels a lot. Every time I pull him up, he's got like 15% usage. I feel like he doesn't ever have that in an actual game. It's very, very bizarre to me. Well, at least we know how to take Towns out. This isn't a huge deal, but I think we have to project him in to start. Conley, which one thing to note here. It looks like Mike Conley has a much bigger, and this shouldn't be surprising, much bigger assist rate for Mike Conley with no Kyle Anderson around. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean this in a joking manner, but like Karl Anthony Towns has got some bad luck with death, man. He seems to be the angel of death because I feel like his entire family is gone. Edwards' assist rate comes up. Very, very interesting bump to those assist rates with no slow-mo around. Like, he is just a very, very different dude. Oh, I need Nickeil Alexander-Walker's usage rate. 14. Okay. That cleans things up a bit. Oh, why do I have Rudy Gobert in for 6? I was wondering why everybody looked ridiculous. That makes a lot more sense now. I don't know how much Reed will be playing, assuming his price tag is still as big as it was yesterday. Like, I don't think he just immediately flies off the page. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. All right, I changed up my rates and things. We should be pretty good here. Let's evaluate this game. So that's Memphis, Triple J, and Vince Williams. I don't think anybody's going to be at all surprised with that being the output. Not much else here for Memphis. If we look at Minnesota, okay, $8,900 Ant is very much a thing for me right now. Let's see if we have any Minnesota props. We might not because of this ambiguity in the back of it. Holy shit, we have everybody. We have every prop for Minnesota. Ron, that probable tag isn't a thing, though. Like, no matter what site you're looking at, that probable tag is not tied to any real thing at all. There's no, like, no one has a tag for Minnesota. That's just sites not knowing what to do. It was probably automated, honestly. All right, Edwards' points prop is 27.5. All right, I have 26.5. So Edwards legitimately looks great. And he might even look better if we don't have Towns. McDaniels' points prop is 9.5. I'm over on that. I hate myself for it. He's 3,900. I'll play the shit out of him. I'll hate every bit of it. Rudy Gobert, points prop 13.5. Towns is at 21.5. Mike Conley's at 9.5. Yeah, this is great. I'm spot on. We love Minnesota. Minnesota is the best thing we've seen so far, and we can hash that out like this. First two games, well, actually, technically, game 1 and 3. Ooh, too big. There we go. So Edwards is at the top of the list, but followed up by Towns, Gobert. I don't know what to do here with McDaniels. I guess maybe I should take a look at his rates, like shooting and stuff. Maybe that's my biggest issue. So Jaden McDaniels is shooting 36% from 3. I have him in for 35%, so that's not a problem. Jaden McDaniels is shooting 62% from 2. I have it in at 56%. None of that's an issue. He's at 61% true shooting. I have it at 56. So I'm not even projecting him aggressively. Just out of curiosity, let me look at his Darko rates. All right, Jaden McDaniels. Blocks per 100 possession is 0.01. I'm at 0.011. Steals per 100 possession is 1.5. I have it at 1.6. Just to double check all of this stuff. Usage I'm fine with. 57% from 2, 35% from 3. Yeah, like I don't know what in the world I could possibly change for Jaden McDaniels so that he like doesn't show up in my lineups. So that's annoying. That's incredibly annoying. Minnesota looks awesome so far. See what happens when we get to game number 3. Dallas and Toronto. So obviously we have Dallas on the back-to-back. I don't think I'm in a position to make a change to their rotation. Gafford played 7 minutes. Huh? Foul trouble? 2 fouls. Am I stupid? Did I not see Gafford starting yesterday? They ended up starting Lively? Okay. So Gafford didn't even play in the second half. Okay. We're going to kill Gafford's minutes then. Bump Derek Lively a little bit. Maxey ended up playing 26. I have him in for 24. I can't really make that change. Derek Jones Jr. played very little. You know, we obviously got the massive minutes out of Luka and Kyrie. PJ Washington played 35. I can certainly bump him up a little bit. This mostly looks good. Might be a little heavy on Josh Green. I'm just leaving the Mavs for what I had yesterday, which I think makes a ton of sense. For Toronto, though, we can actually take a look at it. Jakob Poeltl questionable. That'll obviously carry quite a bit of weight. But in terms of rotation, does anything matter here? Bruce Brown for 25. Gary Trent for 30. Grady Dick's minutes can probably come up 1. 33 for Quickly. Yeah, that's fine. 27 for Jake Puddle. 19 for Kelly Olynyk. Obviously, Jake Puddle got hurt last time out. Does PJ Washington have anything left in the tank? He's basically been the exact same guy. I don't know. Same dude as he always is. I don't think we're moving anything else around here. 35 for Barnes, 33 for Barrett. Yeah, I think we're good with Toronto. Not much there. All right, Dallas. Clearly, Luka is a priority. 12K, point guard only. To me, looks good. No problem whatsoever getting to Luka. Kyrie is actually pretty well behind because he's 9,300, which I think is pretty interesting. That price tag is too high. And then on the Toronto side, that's not how you type that word in. All right, Toronto looks pretty good here. We've got Quickly at 7K. Jake Puddle, if he plays, at 6,100. If Jake Puddle doesn't play, fire up your Kelly Olynyk today in a big way. RJ Barrett looks solid. Scotty Barnes looks solid. Toronto is probably the second best team we have now. The only difference being, how do we like Luka is tip of the spear right now. Let me make sure I don't have to make any changes. I do. Let's change that value equation a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, so Luka looks even better. So Luka at the top, then you get Anthony Edwards, and then the foursome of Quickly, Barrett, Pirtle, and Barnes usurp those two dudes, usurp Towns and Gobert on Minnesota. Toronto looking pretty tasty in this spot. Didn't expect that. All right. This next one is brutal. 1, did everybody see Max Strus's buzzer beater yesterday? Because that was kind of sick. But 2, we've got Cleveland 4.5-point favorites in Chicago, 217 total. There's basically no chance I'm touching this. I'm going to give Donovan Mitchell an extra minute. Sam Merrill wasn't in the rotation. That is exactly how I have it projected right now. Mobley's still playing less than you would expect, but I have to keep this Cleveland rotation as is. For Chicago, we have to have a conversation. So, do we think that Andre Drummond starts against the Cavs? Feels like it's a spot where they do it. They did it last time. So, last time they played was February 14th. Cavs won by 3. Bulls started Drummond. He played 28 minutes. He was +8. Vooch was -11 in 40 minutes. That game also did have Torrey Craig. I don't know what to do here. Yeah, did Caruso leave early yesterday? No, he did he? I feel like I remember seeing that. All right, I'm going to go to 26 on Andre Drummond. Julian Phillips didn't play. Did Terry Taylor? Terry Taylor did. Carter and Dalen Terry both did. Okay, that is what we're going to do right now. I'm going to keep the Alex Caruso minutes at 30. We're going to keep Kobe White at 37. I'm going to keep DeRozan at 37. I'm going to take a quick peek at Bulls props. $22.5 points to DeRozan. I have 21.9. Perfect. Kobe White's at 21.5. Close enough. Dosunmu's at 13.5. Close enough. I think we could be okay there with Chicago. I'll wait. For that one, I'm just going to wait till the injury report. Because obviously we're then going to get like Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, one of those random dudes. But yeah, I would not be surprised at all if Alex Caruso isn't playing this game. I'm with you guys. I just don't... This is a weird game first, so I'd like to take a look at it. As we look at Cleveland, it's Mitchell and Allen. I don't really like much else from the Cleveland side. Not a surprise. Bulls play slow. Bulls side is what we're worried about. Ooh. 26 minutes worth of Andre Drummond is a thing. Faux show. Very, very real thing here. And then I like Kobe White. I like DeRozan. I like Vooch. I like Dosunmu. If we cut Caruso out of here, we're probably going to start liking Javon Carter or Dalen Terry or someone else. But it is Andre Drummond season, folks. Boom. Just changing my value, keeping my value equation updated for what we have. But I got Drummond at the top of the heap with Luka. You get this little pack of white Vooch DeRozan also looking pretty good here. Cool. Andre Drummond for the win today. Nothing could go wrong. Oh, I got to sneeze. Whoo. Good stuff. All right. Sacramento Kings, 8-point dogs in Denver. 228 total. Now, we know that these teams weren't on a back-to-back, so that helps. De'Aaron Fox is questionable. Everybody else is in. Everybody's available for Denver. I would imagine I'm not moving around too much here. We finally got massive minutes again out of Herter. Limited minutes out of Monk. These guys are the biggest pains in the ass in the world. Interesting to me that they didn't play Alex Len for the past 2 games. Let's have that conversation. Keegan Murray is just playing massive minutes now. So let's get him to 34. Let's pull Alex Len. So are they just playing Trey Lyles as the backup center? They must be, right? No real other way around this. Sabonis in, Lyles direct backup. And then Lyles played alongside of him. Sabonis also played 40 minutes in that one. Against the Clippers, Lyles direct backup. Lyles legitimate direct backup. And then nobody closed because the game was over. All right, that becomes interesting. So we're going to get Trey Lyles in as the backup center. And then maybe we get him up to 18. I think we're okay with Fox. We're okay with Mitchell. I think we're okay with... We could bump up Chris Duarte a little bit. I kind of want to even go higher than 34 minutes on Keegan Murray. 34, 33 and a half, 35, 35, 37, 36. 34 just feels right. Barnacle of the Bay's minutes are all over the place. We've got Fox playing 36 a night. Monk for 27 feels okay. I can bump up Kevin Herter another minute, take him to 28. And now I'm just going to hide 3 on Kessler Edwards. Denver has everybody in. I mean, this is the team that you basically never change your rotation to. Murray looks good. KCP playing like way less. Oh, no, he just had some weird rotations as of late. KCP looks fine. MPJ looks fine. I'm going to bump up Jokic. I think we're ramping these guys up. 20 for Watson. I'm going to go 33 to MPJ. Kind of want to go to 31 on Aaron Gordon. Denver doesn't get any easier. All right, Sacramento. Not a lot here. Fox, Sabonis, Keegan Murray, but the pace of this game is really limiting to Sacramento. We should see the opposite here. I think we might like a little bit from Denver. Now, the Jokic-Luka dynamic will be interesting, too. Okay, so Jokic, to me, looks better than Luka does. Assuming I don't have ridiculous projections here. Which I might. Jokic points prop, 26 and a half. Okay, so I have 29. $12 and a half boards. I'm okay with that. 9 assists. I'm okay with that. I'm even light there. I'm okay with this Jokic projection. He's going to look better. than Luka Doncic. After that, you're going to go to Jamal Murray, maybe KCP or MPJ. And now the dynamic at center really changes because of Drummond. But I've got Jokic as the top dude today. So Jokic, Drummond, Luka. And now we close it out. Battle of Los Angeles. Lakers and Clippers. Neither team on a back-to-back. AD probable. Cam Reddish probable, so he's back. Paul George is out. So this one won't exactly be fun. We got to get Cam Reddish back in. How long has Cam Reddish been out? Over a month, I guess. All right, so he's not going to play much, I would imagine. So we get Cam Reddish 20 minutes. That's probably the end of Max Christie. Jackson Hayes minutes came down quite a bit. I mean, they basically went to a 7-man rotation last time out. I don't have too much to change here. We got 36 for AD, 36 for LeBron. I guess we're probably going to get what, like 26 out of Rui? Maybe like 24 out of Taurean Prince? 32 for Reeves works for me. Okay, I'm out of places to take minutes away. So now I actually have to have this thought process in my head. Let's say Reddish is a little bit more limited. We'll take him to 18. I need to shave 3 minutes from somewhere. I'll take one from Russell. I'll take one from Jackson Hayes, and I'll take one from Taurean Prince. Not a great feel here at all. Rates can all stay the same, but tricky spot here for the Lakers. Now on the Clippers side, we already don't have Paul George in, so that helps. So last time out, we had no Paul George. We ended up getting 37 minutes out of Norm Powell. The starters played big minutes. Coffey, Westbrook, Tice, and Tucker to an extent were the ones that got out there. So assuming we get Tice again with a little bit of Peach, we got 35 for Kawhi. I'm going to go 36 to Harden. We've got 20. I have 25 to Russ. I don't really need that. I'm going to go to 23 on Russ. 29 to Man, I'm going to keep. Brandon Boston didn't play. That's interesting. So Norm Powell, I'm going to take to 33. I don't want to go too crazy there. And then we get Amir Coffey for, I don't know, 23 as well. Now that leaves me 17 minutes. I guess I can go a little heavier on Zubats, take him up to 29. Maybe we think PJ Tucker plays a little bit more here against the Lakers just because of the matchup. 11 minutes of PJ Tucker isn't going to break anything, that's for sure. That's still 10 minutes, though. I guess I could take Terrence Mann to 30. And then I'll hide the final 9 on Brandon Boston. Rates all stay the same. Don't know what this is going to look like, folks. Don't have a great feel at all for Lakers Clippers. All right. For the Lakers, it's easy. It's AD and LeBron, but neither one of them look as good as Luka, Jokic, Anthony Edwards. So I would imagine these guys will be criminally underowned. And then for the Clippers, we love the Clippers. Zubats, Harden, Kawhi, Norm Powell, even Terrence Mann and Russell Westbrook. Very, very in play. The Clippers really round this one out. We've got Harden as the second best option for right now. Up there, passing everybody else. But Powell, Zubats, Leonard. We ended up getting a ton of the Clippers. Weird how all those Minnesota guys ended up tumbling. Towns now all the way down here. Gobert all the way down here. I'm excited to run some crunches. Let's see what we have here, folks. You ready? We're here. About an hour. That's not bad on a 6-gamer with not a lot of news that we could work with. If you're here, hit that like button. Helps out a ton. We only have 2 more of these to go, guys, before the entire timing of this show changes. Going to be a fun one. All right. Projections for DraftKings are in. Why did I lose my filter here? Weird. All right. Optimals on DK. 286.05. Optimal lineup by 0.2. Jamal Murray, Terrence Mann, Anthony Edwards, why is Kyle Anderson showing up? Did I accidentally type somebody's minutes into Kyle Anderson? Let's try that again. There we go. I didn't turn off the other projections. All right, 281.2. Optimal lineup by 0.9. Terrence Mann, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Kawhi Leonard, Drummond, Harden, Powell, Zubats. So that's 5 Clippers in the optimal. Now, I don't love that, but it is what it is. If we run our crunches now with a little bit of randomness, I think that'll tell the best story. But very much Clippers season, apparently. That's what happens when Paul George isn't around, I guess, and you consolidate a rotation. Did I not turn randomness on? Apparently not. Let's try that again. Randomness. Norm Powell at the top by a lot, 57%. Drummond then in at second spot, 44%. Zubats 30%. Then you flatten out into the 20s. But what we really want to see here is this top section. No real issue getting to Luka. No real issue getting to Jokic. Pretty flat after that, though, until you get down to like Kawhi and James Harden. Interesting dynamic with the Clippers. Let's see what FanDuel looks like before we duck on out of here. All right, FanDuel projections. Let's see what the old guys at FanDuel look like. Optimal lineup, 298.58. Optimal lineup by, holy shit, 1.19. Whew. Harden and Luka, Norm Powell, Herb Jones, Jaden McDaniels, Aaron Nesmith, Jared Allen, PJ Washington, Andre Drummond. Powell and PJ Washington were in all 50. PJ Washington only 5K. Drummond and Jaden McDaniels both in the 90s. Harden, Luka in the 70s. Allen, 60%. Herb Jones, 56%. Now, if we're talking about randomness, see what that looks like. Sorry, someone's at my front door. FanDuel optimals. FanDuel randomness. Norm Powell, unequivocal top play on FanDuel. 69% to the top. Then you flatten out with a little bit more PJ Washington, Jaden McDaniels. Then you truly flatten out. If you're paying up on FanDuel today, I have Luka miles ahead of Jokic, which should make a lot of sense because you only have one center spot on FanDuel. So the Drummond piece really complicates the Jokic piece, which makes it very easy to get to Luka. Interesting pivots if you want to go to Jokic instead of Luka and find your value elsewhere. But that's where we stand, folks. We are done here. That is the end of it all. Thank you guys for being here. Another day in the books. Everything coming. My dog's pretty excited for it to be over. Prize Picks video coming soon. Coming off of a dub. Contenders coming. Strategy show coming. Deeper dive later tonight. And a little bit of playback love. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for being here. You guys know the drill. It's the same thing it always is. I say it because I try to take as long as I can because I don't have the video clip pulled up. But this was the process.